Thanks for listening to tonight's show. You can connect with Jammin Jukebox Radio Show on Twitter at Jammin Jukebox or on Facebook at Jammin Jukebox Radio Show. Check out our website at thejamminjukebox.com. Also, follow us on Blog Talk, where you will be always up to date on every episode as we add it. Each episode is available for immediate download upon the conclusion of each broadcast, and as always, on iTunes. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, and welcome to the Sunday afternoon edition of Jammin Jukebox Radio Show. I am your host, DJ Delta Dawn, and today we have a singer-songwriter from the UK, and very, very happy to finally talk to this young man because he has got much promise ahead in his wonderful, aspiring career. And he is actually calling us from the UK, not Skyping in, so we're not going to take up too much of his time because I can't imagine what that will cost. So we are going to launch right into this and bring him on. Hello, Luke. How are you?
Hey, Dawn. Thanks for having me on today.
Well, thank you. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you very well, thank you.
I can hear you just fine as well. Well, thank you for being here, and thank you for taking time out to talk with us.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Glad to do it. Now, I want to get started by asking you how what piqued your interest in music? At what point did you decide that music was what you wanted to do?
That's a good question. For a long time in my life, I went through a lot of time in my life. It was only until I was about 17 that it really hit me that I wanted to be a musician. But I've been surrounded by music my entire life. My dad was in a band. I remember like really long drives in the car, listening to like some music and singing along, and it's always been like subliminally there, and it just hit me, and I had to do it.
Well, I must tell you, if that's probably not been that long ago, because how old are you now?
I'm 21 now, yeah.
You're 21, okay. Well, what I found very interesting as I was reading up on you was that, at the age of 17, when you decided you wanted to do this, was that you just picked up the guitar. How hard was that for you to learn guitar?
I don't really know. I didn't know how far I was going to get into it, really. I mean, I picked up the guitar just out of interest and just out of what could happen, and I kept at it, and and everything clicked, I suppose. But yeah, that was it, really.
And that had to have been a sure sign that music was what you were supposed to pursue, given that an instrument.
Fun,
Yeah, I mean, learning an instrument is not.
It came there.
Yeah, I mean, learning an instrument is not the easiest sometimes. So for it to be able to click for you in such a good way, so easily almost, that's definitely a good sign that music is what you're supposed to do. Now, as you started writing, how did that come about for you? Was that something you kind of tinkered with most of your life, being that, your family is musical, or is it something that just kind of happened along with the want to?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've had, obviously, like I said, I've had it my entire life around me, and my dad was always a songwriter. It never, like I said, until I was about 17, it didn't really interest me, but as soon as I picked up the guitar, I wasn't learning covers, I was just making sounds and learning what sounded good and what shapes felt right, and I sort of just taught myself, and the first thing that I really did on the guitar was write my own song, and I guess I just wanted to get better and better and better after that.
Definitely. And what is the inspiration behind some of the songs that you've written?
I guess there's a lot of inspiration. I remember the first time I must have been about, obviously 17, and I got my friend's I borrowed my friend's iPod to go on a really long journey, and I remember scrolling through his list of music and seeing a band called the Goo Goo Dolls, and thinking, what a crazy name for a band. And I clicked on their name, and I listened to a few of their songs, and from that moment, I just knew that I wanted to write songs.
And I have to say, even before I knew that they were one of your biggest musical influences. As I listen to your music, I can hear how they have influenced you in your own musical journey. And they are an awesome band, by the way. They're one of my favorites.
Yeah,
and
very good.
They're one of those bands that every song that they put out, is always a hit. It's always well liked and well received.
Yeah.
So, but every song is so different, but yet it has that definitive Goo Goo Doll sound. And so, as I was listening to your music, I could kind of somewhat, not necessarily say, well, you sound like the Goo Goo Dolls, but I could hear like an identifier that identifies you, Luke Potter, a musician.
Thank you very much. Very kind.
in your music. And so that's, I think, very important, as for an artist to have a definitive sound that people can recognize every time a new song is released. They can say, oh yeah, there's a new Luke Potter song, because it has your sound.
Yes.
And I think that's very, very important.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
So now let's talk about your song "One Day," because that has become kind of a breakout hit here in the States. We're playing it a lot on our show and our station here,
Great.
but I know it's getting some airplay. So talk about how that song came to be.
Well, it's got a funny story behind it. It's got a short story and a long story, and to sort of the best way I can describe it would to be. It was sort of about me learning. It's sort of like we all have trouble forgiving ourselves for the things we do, and in this situation, it was just a past relationship of mine that went wrong, and it hurt my heart, and I thought I'll write a song about it, and it these things happen, and you just write it down on paper and tell the truth.
And I think a lot of times there is no better way to write a song than born of your own experiences.
Definitely.
But in your case, I mean, I love that song, and we're actually going to play it a little bit later in the interview before we wrap. But the one thing that I love about a good song like that is that it not only has some meaning for you based on you writing it out of your own experience, but listeners can identify. They can hear a song like this and go, I've been there, done that, and I can
that means the world to
understand.
Me. Definitely, 100%. That means the world to me. When people have said to me in the past, like when I've been fortunate enough for people to say it, to hear them come up to me and say that I can relate to that song and it means a lot to me, it just makes everything that I do worth it.
And it kind of affirms what you're doing to be what you should be doing, I would think, as well. Yes,
definitely. It gives you some comfort in knowing that what you're doing is the right thing,
Most definitely. Now, I want to talk a little bit about, first of all, I want to congratulate you, and this is kind of a belated congratulations, but I noticed that Music Week had selected you as one of their 10 favorite new talents in 2011, and it seems like since then you've just continued to kind of build some momentum in terms of the recognition that you're starting to receive. Your debut radio single, "We're Alive," impacted several stations on the East Coast in the summer of 2012, and I mean having top 30 airplay in places like Boston and San Francisco, and that's not to mention it's reached over 500,000 views on YouTube. I mean those are no small feats, and you are really starting to make some noise here in the States. And now have you ever actually been to the States as of yet?
Yeah. The three songs, "One Day" off my EP that I've just released, called "One Day," were all recorded in Los Angeles with a really talented producer called Bleu. And I should be flying back out at the end of March to record another 3 songs with him. So I'm really looking forward to that. I also had the amazing opportunity to work with a guy called Ken Calais, who was the producer of the Fleetwood Mac Rumours album. So I was over the moon.
Oh wow! And I know he is an awesome producer. I've heard many good things about him.
He's a lovely guy as well.
And I'm not sure, but I think he is some relation to Toby Calais, who is.
He is.
Who's made,
he is indeed.
So yeah, I mean, he's. I don't know that there's anyone better in the industry to work with for the kind of music that you're trying to promote and produce. I think he's really got, because Colby kind of has that same she has kind of that same sound. And Fleetwood, there's a certain genre within the pop world that just has kind of a mellowish type sound to it. It's poppy, but yet it's mellow, and you kind of fit into this realm. I think once you're seen by the right people, you're going to be very, very much entrenched in the music scene here in the States, because your music is very relevant to the kind of music that we are accustomed to.
Thank
so
you
it
very
does
much.
fit very well, I do think. Now, when you came to the U.S. for the first time, what was your impression? I mean, what did you think?
I've loved America for my entire life. I've been going to Disney World in Florida since I was about 3 years old, so it's like a second home to me. I love it. It's a place where I can relax and be creative and spend time with my family. But then on the other side of things, it's a place where I can go, for instance, Los Angeles, and really, really write some songs, do some recording. It's just, I love it. It's always been home for me.
And to come into Los Angeles, which is probably the biggest, most hustle-bustle city in all of America, next to New York City, and to have such a good, positive impression, that's really a good thing. And I'm glad it's been a great experience for you at this point.
Thank you.
I really do. Do you ever, as your music continues to evolve here in the States, do you ever envision yourself moving to the States?
I would love to move one day. If the future hands me a nice set of cards, I may be able to do it one day. And I've always wanted to live there, and hopefully one day, if I keep working hard, I can achieve that goal.
Well, it certainly sounds like you're on the right track, and I think that you with the strides that you've made just in the short amount of time that you've really been fully focused and entrenched in this, I really think that you've got a great career here. There's certainly a place for you, no doubt about it. I don't see you as being just another musician. I think that, people are going to come to see you as being, a household name. I think people are going to know very well who you are. I don't think you're going to be someone as an artist that's going to get lost in the fray of musical talent. And as you have probably seen, the music industry here in the States is so highly competitive. I don't know by comparison how it is there in the UK, but in here, there is so much competition, and there's so much going on that, I think for some artists it's very hard to find their place or their niche. But I think in your case you have found it, and that's half the battle won with trying to kind of be a breakout in the U.S. here. That it kind of stands above the fray, so to speak. So that's to your credit. Very, very good.
Thank you very much.
Good.
That's very kind of you. I hope so.
Now, currently, you are coming back here in March to record 3 new songs. But at some point, are you going to, release like a full-length CD with all of the songs that you currently are working on?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm aiming to do. I think I'm gonna go over to LA and do my best with these next couple of songs that I've got lined up, and I guess what I'm trying to do is create a sound for myself now. I'm trying to establish my sound and get that all figured out, and hopefully like over the next couple of months I'll have an album on the way, and I'll have something to be really proud of.
Very good. That sounds awesome. Now, I understand that you have plans in the works to kick off an American college tour. What is that about, and where does that plan to kick off at?
Oh, wow. I don't actually have any dates for that, but I think that's something that I'm definitely looking at, and there's a possibility for me. I'd love to. I mean, I'm working with a guy who could possibly help me get some college dates, and I'll come over, and I'd love to do it. It'd be great. It'd be an amazing experience for me to come over and travel and play to colleges and get some real feedback.
Oh, that would be. I mean, what better way to because your music, I think, on the college level would be so well received. I think that you would be someone that would be a buzz, in the college world.
I'd hope so.
Just because the diversity of music choices that college students, have to choose from, that they choose as their personal favorite, is is so far removed from just what you see in regular mainstream music. I mean, you can go on a college campus and you can hear of bands that you've never heard of before that colleges have just adopted, students have adopted, and I think that could be a great medium for you to break into the music scene as a whole.
Perhaps so.
Yeah, there are many, many bands who have done that, and they have gone on to be very, very successful. Hootie and the Blowfish is one that comes to mind. They did that, and so a lot of bands have chosen that path, and it's been very beneficial for them. So I feel like it will be for you as well.
Oh, thank you.
Now, let me ask you: Are you going to be making any videos to go with any of the songs that you are currently working on?
I guess right now, I mean, whilst I'm getting all the songs together, I'm trying to get all my songs out as efficiently as possible. So I've got the three of my 3 songs off of the EP actually on YouTube right now, which is One Day, Chance Worth Taking, and Breathe In. They're mainly just performance videos. One of them's with a band. And then obviously when I come back with my other songs, I can pick a really, probably my favorite or what I see to be the best single of the group, and then do a killer video.
Oh yeah, that will be an exciting experience because from what I understand, that's so different from just going into the studio and recording, because there's a lot more involved. And so that will be very exciting. I would love to see you make a video to One Day. I think that would be there's so much that you could, just from listening to the lyrics of that song, there's so much that you could do creative. Your creative juices could really flow on that. And so I hope that is one of those that you do pick to do in the near future.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. Now, outside of all the upcoming immediate plans that you have, what else do you have on the horizon for this year?
Well, obviously, I'm gonna get out and play as much as I can. I've just come back from a 2-week school tour, where I've been traveling around London, playing to almost 200 school kids every day. So that's been amazing. I'm gonna continue to I think do some. I've got a couple weeks school tour coming up. Obviously, hopefully I'm going to be doing some showcases in Los Angeles, and doing the college tours coming up. So got quite a lot of things to look forward to. Just got to prepare for it now.
Well, and I hope that you're taking a little downtime to breathe because when I was reading your bio recently, I was real impressed by the fact that you had done 100 gigs, around UK in an 18-month period, and I thought, wow, how does anyone do that? I mean, because it's just you. I mean, you're a solo artist, so I can't even begin to imagine. I mean, when did you sleep? That's the question.
It's all fun, and I've got my family always really, really supportive, and they're always there to pick me up and help me out whenever I need some help. So do you know what? You've got to work hard if you want to do things for yourself, and that's what it's all about, just having fun, really. Yeah,
and I can definitely tell that you absolutely love what you do, and because of that, I think that you're going to just have a tremendous career in music, and we're going to be hearing your name for a long, long time to come.
Thank you.
No doubt about it. Now, one thing I'm curious about is as you get into the music, as you become more involved here in the States with your music, is there some aspect of the musical part of it that you would love to get involved with that you have yet to do, where, basically you're singer-songwriting, but, is there some other aspect that you would just really love to learn about or to be overseen, as in production or, what have you?
I guess you can never really know, I mean, I've listened to lots of bands in the past, and for example, the Goo Goo Dolls. I mean, they have a history of writing beautiful love songs, but then their new album that's coming out, a few of the new songs on there are going to be completely different. They're working with completely different producers, and you never know what's going to happen. You've got to do what's right for the songs, and I think it's hard to keep yourself locked in a box.
And that is the beauty of the one thing that I love about indie music is that you can do as much as you want to do. You know, you have no boundaries in terms of creativity.
Yes.
You can really challenge and stretch yourself in ways that normally, you know, a traditional artist that, you know, under a record label, you know, is able to do. And so that's the beauty of it, because it gives not only the musician a lot more, you know, options, but it gives the listener, you know, so much more, a much more enriching listening experience, I think. You know, and so that, I think that the sky's the limit pretty much for you in terms of what you're going to be able to do. And this may be a really silly question, but if you had the chance to work with the Goo Goo Dolls on an album or, you know, just collaborate on a song, would you take the opportunity?
Of course, 100 and million and 1,000%. Yeah, I would love to do that.
I think it would be an awesome collaboration, actually.
I think I'd love to work with him. I'd love to work with Johnny Resnick. I mean, he's a brilliant songwriter. He's got such a profound way of looking at things, and I love that. And I just love to get inside of his mind, you know, and see what was going on in there, just to see how he comes up with these things. Yeah,
I mean, and well, obviously he's had an impact on you and your musical writing and your ability, and of course that is now starting to shine through in your own career. So, you know, that would be an awesome collaboration in my opinion. I hope that comes true for you. So, Johnny, if you're out there listening, you know. Well, I'm not going to hold you because I know that you are calling internationally, and we really, really appreciate you doing that. But I would love to play your song one day before we wrap, and so the listeners can have an opportunity to hear it firsthand here. And but we do wish you the very best in your career path. Wish you well with the upcoming songwriting production in March and beyond. I know that you've got great things ahead for you, not only just this year, but many, many years to come. So we look forward to hearing all about what you have going on as time unfolds.
Thank you so much, Dawn.
Well, thank you so much for being our guest today. We certainly appreciate it.
That's okay.
All right. Take care now.
Thank you so much.
All righty. Bye-bye. All right, we are going to give the listeners a first-hand listen at Luke Potter, because this song is awesome. I absolutely love it. It's his latest release. It's on One Day.
I don't wanna be anyone but me, but I'm finding the more I try, I move away from myself every day. You don't wanna know the lies that I've told, but I've paid for
I love that. That is UK singer-songwriter Luke Potter. And remember the name because I have a feeling we are going to be hearing more and more from him as he continues to branch out in the U.S. He's getting quite a bit of airplay already, and that's his latest hit, One Day. All right, that is going to wrap our show for today, and certainly appreciate you being here with us. We want to thank Luke Potter for being our very special guest and taking time out to call all the way from the UK today. Wow. And so thank you to him. And also thank you to the listeners for being here and for supporting us. And if you're brand new to the program, we welcome you aboard. We hope that you will be back. And we will be right back here on Tuesday evening at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So please tune in if you can. But in the meantime, have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your evening, and have a great week. And we'll talk to you again real soon. Take care. Good night.
Tonight's show has been brought to you by One Taste of Main Street Cake Shop, baked from scratch, custom-made cakes and cupcakes, and you'll be hooked. Every cake is made to order with only the finest and freshest ingredients. This is no ordinary bakery. Cakes are never pre-made. Main Street Cake Shop is in demand, having provided cakes and cupcakes for numerous prestigious events, bridal fairs, and venues. Owned and operated by April Murray, she has garnered many awards for not only her exquisite cake designs, but also for their incredible taste. If you're looking for a cake for any occasion, or cupcakes in a variety of flavors, then Main Street Cake Shop is the place. Visit them on the web at mainstreetcakeshop.com.